Hi guys, as usually it's me, just an off-screen voice, and you are watching Review Machines. Now you see on your screens a real robot, an android. It's been developed by a company MindRobot, and today we dropped into them to find out something about their research. The company is trying to invent and implement on the ground different robots. They just want to make science fiction a reality, and today we will see their progress in this difficult matter. Now their robots are in charge of small business, a portrait painting. The robots do the business on their own, and anybody can get a portrait painted by a real robot. Let's try to do this, but firstly we will get acquainted with the stuff. Meet Mr. Urban, a multifunctional robot with some kind of artificial intelligence, with advanced articulation and his own voice program. It's just a beta version, but even now it can impress you. Then we see Airbot, an effective PR manager. He's in charge of meeting clients, telling them about the company and show them a right way. And the main character of our story, a robot painter. Maybe it looks not very impressive, but just wait a little, he will surprise you soon. Well, it's high time to see how this portrait painting studio do the business. Now we see a curious customer who just wants to have his portrait painted by an artificial intelligence. And our bot meets him at the entrance.
Опять можно нарисовать?
Добро пожаловать в MindRobot. Следуйте за мной.
Then Mr. Urban very courteously asks a customer to put off his coat.
Мне нужна твоя одежда.
Then our bot shows the way to a working space of the painter.
Присаживайтесь, мастер готов к работе.
And our maestro immediately starts to work. Now he is staring at the client with his video cam to remember his appearance. And I think you want to say that it would be easier just to print the portrait. Of course it would be easier, but it would be just a photo, and we are talking about the real portrait painted by the robot with the usual pen. It even may be considered as art. What do you think? The robot depicts his vision of our world, and most interesting that you can never get the same pictures of the same object several times. Every painting is unique. It depends on the lights and shadows, on the object position, and even on his mood. By the way, the robot can paint much more detailed portrait, but it would take more than an hour. Unfortunately, we didn't have so much time, so we asked the robot to confine himself to 15 minutes. Meantime, our client got a little bit tired to sit motionlessly, and the careful Airbot decided to treat our guest in the most lavish scale.
Может, водички?
Да, не помешало бы.
By the way, one of the applications of Mr. Urban, you may use him as a waiter.
Ваша вода, сэр.
Спасибо.
Meanwhile, our painter is about to finish his masterpiece.
Рисунок готов, извольте расплатиться.
Також.
As you can see, we showed you just a demo version of such studio. Now it's still being developed, but I think soon it start to work really, and may be able to do a lot of money for the developers of the project. Future is coming, it's already here, and we are so happy that we all have such a great opportunity to live in such time. Thanks for watching, please consider subscribing if you liked this video, it will be many more interesting materials, goodbye.